It's the motherfucking DOWG.
What's up, everybody?
Or another massive event, big pay-per-view headliner, $6 million gate, all these things. I mean, do you still get fired up about stuff like this as something special, or is this is just business for you these days?
Since I signed on to fight professionally at 18, and I knew since I did that journey that nothing be like on the personal level. Reason being, fight night, nothing's personal, man, and still nothing is personal. This is as close as it gets to personal. There's one individual that I'm gonna break his face shortly, but there's nothing personal, and this is always awesome, because I know this leads to me selling more pay-per-views. This leads to me representing myself and my people and all that. So it never gets boring, man. It's always still fun, man. I love what I do. In just a couple months, in under a year, it'll be 20 years professionally, and this is something you can fact check online. You can have the Instagram fact checkers go fact check me. I've been fighting now 20 years professionally very shortly, So I love what I do. I wouldn't be doing this if it was just for the money or just for the interviews, Yeah.
How about this particular fight, though, Jorge? I mean, love it or hate it, right? As you said, it's not personal, but there's so much going on here. Like, I imagine on the one hand, you get to settle a score, and that's going to feel really good. On the other hand, he's getting a lot of spotlight. He's getting a nice paycheck as well. He's getting to bathe in some of that attention. So is there a part of you that hates this, that you had to give that to him?
Not only do I fight for a living and I get to punch people in the face, but every once in a while I get to punch somebody in the face that I really don't like, and I get paid for it. So on that end, I love it, that he's like the worst selling pay-per-view performer in the whole division, and I'm gonna just upcrease his namesake, But at the same time, I'm gonna send him to the hospital, Ben Askren style. So what's it good? And anyways, he doesn't get pay-per-views, so it's really like a lose-lose. He's gonna get his flat fee and all that, but he doesn't get pay-per-views. So it's like, fuck you 3 times,
What do you make of his talk? I mean, he was just here recently talking about your family, talking about, the people around you. I mean, do you take that as, okay, well, the guy's just trying to hype a fight, or do you take it as legit personal? I mean, is it...
No, I take it as legit, like, I'm gonna fuck you up, Like I said, nothing's personal, but this is as close as it comes to it. I just, for many reasons, I wanna hurt this guy like I've never hurt nobody before. When he's talking about my kids, there's kids, religion, people's wives. I think that's beneath us. Let other people, other sports do that. We don't need to do that. When it's 2 men getting in that cage or 2 women getting in that cage, you don't need to do that. We're gonna fight and we're gonna find out. If you wanna talk crap about me, about my speed, my reflexes, I get all that, but what do my kids have to do with it? Another thing that I don't get, why does he talk about women so much? Every chance he gets, he attacks Amanda, attacks Joanna, or any of these fighters. And I think I figured it out. There's some doctors that we've been talking to. I think he's gonna have a sex change, and then he's gonna go on over and start fighting women, maybe, because as he says, he's just building a pay-per-view, So maybe that's what he's doing. So he's a very interesting character, a lot of flaws in his head, and I can't wait to straighten him out. I've never quit on a session, right? Like when me and him go, I've never quit, no matter how much. If it was a wrestling session, no punches involved, and he just beat me up wrestling, I never quit. He's quit when we're going strikes, and from body blows and stuff like that. He's gotten upset, taken his gloves off, walked out of the cage. He's had to have the coaches talk to him and say, hey man, it's just training, relax, you're getting a little bit too heated, just get back in there, it's all good. I've never done that.
We saw after his last fight him kind of say, Usman, it was just about business and money. I mean, you win this fight, he gets up and says, hey, Jorge, we was just selling pay-per-views. It's all good. Do you accept that from him?
He knows me like through and through, He would never dare do that. He wouldn't get close to me in any circumference or anything like that. He wouldn't put himself at a chance where I could end his ass again, Especially because he's talked about my kids. My kids don't do a pay-per-view sell. Like, people ain't tuning, oh, he's talking about his kids, I'm really gonna tune in now. He talked about Usman's dad, I don't know how many times, calling him all types of things, Usman's mom. And then you're gonna say it's just business, I'm selling pay-per-view, I love you, bro. When he had said for months, I'll never shake this guy's hand. That shows how much of a coward he is, what a snake he is, bro. He'll say whatever and whenever, and then when the light's on him, when it's time to be a man about it, he does what he does. I can't respect him in any way, shape, or form, man. I think for future generations, I don't want the 10-year-olds that are gonna be in the sport taking over in the future thinking that's how you sell pay-per-views, because again, I say he is the worst selling pay-per-view guy. Even with all his antics and talking about everything under the sun, doesn't sell no pay-per-view, so obviously it doesn't work,